Walking through the halls at Blake, we see students of every background. But it wasn't always that way. Speaker Fred Hearns talks to us about education during segregation and the challenges that came with it.
The main difference between public school education in the 1960s, when I graduated from high school, and today is segregation. Black students only went to school with other black students, and they were taught by black teachers, and there were black administrators in the schools they attended. And we never came in contact with each other on a regular basis until 1971. In 1971, that's when all of the public schools in Hillsborough County were desegregated. That was the first time we actually really got to know each other as different ethnic groups. Everybody went to school together and teachers taught wherever they were assigned.
Mr. Hearns explains the struggles that came with merging the schools, explaining how violence would break out between students, but it never stopped African American students from performing well.
It was not a smooth, easy transition. Students were fighting each other because they came from different cultures, different backgrounds, different neighborhoods. They didn't really know each other. There was a disruption in some of the classes. In some cases, students walked out of school or went on strike because they felt that they were slighted or they were discriminated against. Academic performance, athletic performance, and music and dance and everything else you can think of, I think the black students were as prepared as white students were. We just didn't know that because we didn't go to school together.
Students weren't the only ones upset from the transition. Mr. Hearns explains to students that parents would protest against the one-sided segregation. He follows that by asking a very important question.
These are some parents, and there may be a few students in there, I'm not sure, who marched from the original Blake High School site around the corner where Stewart is, across the Cass Street Bridge, downtown to the school board office. And the federal court at this time, this was 1970, again was making a decision as to how we're going to desegregate schools in Hillsborough County. And these parents said no. Keep Blake a senior high. Halt one-sided desegregation. And there's some other signs I can't really read that well, but that's what they were protesting against. Why is it that black people have to carry all of the burden of desegregation? But that's the way it was for many years in Hillsborough County.
Through violence and protests, Blake High School is not like how it was before, but its history and spirit lives through the halls. With the WBZ, I'm Jazerlyn Suarez.